Hello, hello, smart, magical people. How's it going? I'm Hagar with Mama Mandala, and I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to take a moment to explore a piece of teaching from the Bhagavad Gita. But before we do, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And also head over after this video to our website, mamamandala.com, and please subscribe to our mailing list because you're going to get about one a week messages that bring you inspiration and are thought-provoking and evocative and kind of make you feel things and think things a little bit about our world, about different sacred cultures, about sacred secularism, and different ways of observing and being a human in our world today. I am so glad to share with you, so go ahead and subscribe. And here we are in the middle of the battlefield. This is where the Bhagavad Gita begins. It's Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna is the charioteer, Arjuna is the warrior. They're sitting in the middle of the battlefield. Arjuna drops his weapon to the ground and says, I'm not going to fight. Because on the other side, the army on the other side, there are people he grew up with. There are people he learned from. There are people that are important to him in his life. And he's not wanting to do this war thing. But Krishna says, if you're not going to do it, people on our side are going to be destroyed. That is in a nutshell. But here's what's really beautiful. In that space between the armies, in this space, in the eye of the storm, right before a great battle is about to begin, they are talking about deeply important things and also some mundane things. They have a really deep conversation. Fragments of topics coming into being. And here's the teaching I've received from my philosophy and mythology teacher, Douglas Brooks. Go ahead and check him out on rajanika.com. The way that he sees it is that the implausible becomes the plausible, so that the thing that you couldn't believe would happen happens right there in the battlefield. Arjuna needs to go and fight in a way that he never thought he would. It's a war that no one thought could ever happen. So it's an invitation to recognize the way that our wildest dreams, our wildest nightmares, our great imagination does reach out from the unconscious, collective or individual, and both, the weaving of both. It reaches from the unconscious and it touches the manifested form. It touches our lives, so that when we turn to our unconscious and we go in and deep and down into our own darkness, we can retrieve pieces and we can meet our unconscious in the middle, like in the middle of the battlefield. And we can learn more about ourselves. And with what we're learning, we can create the self that we want to keep becoming. So the turning toward the unconscious, I mean, we know Jung thought that was really important, and that's why he emphasized the importance of writing down our dreams and really seeing what comes to us from the dark. Here's what's really cool. The word Krishna in Sanskrit means the dark one or the black one, the midnight sky night. The night, midnight sky, darkness. And it's an invitation to go into our darkness and to see what's there, to turn toward the part of ourselves that we tend to sometimes not look at, and to retrieve from there so that we can weave ourselves together into a new being, because we're always becoming, right? So what's really beautiful about that is that one of the teachings of the text is that it's going to come at us in fragments. It's going to come to us in pieces, in bits of broken pieces, because we are all broken and we're part of a broken universe. And before you go, as I give you these news, don't go away. Our brokenness is how we continue to create the wholeness. Our wholeness isn't about piecing together what has been shattered. Our wholeness is the continuation of the breaking that creates the next new thing, the moreness of the universe. And we can see it in a universe that is ever becoming, ever expanding, right? Literally banging itself into existence. So a little trip, right? It's deep, it's profound. We look into the night sky, we see the stars, we see ourselves, we see our smallness, we see our connection to everything else. This is the invitation of this text. So let's bring it home into our bodies for a few moments. Go ahead and stand in Tadasana and mountain pose. Let your eyes soften. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open, whatever feels more supportive for you. And with an inhalation, with your arms up. And as you exhale, slowly lower your hands and bring your hands to the front of your heart. And then release your arms and inhale and reach your arms up. Meet your breath and let it come to you. Exhale, lower your hands. Meet what comes up for you. Release your arms to the floor. And one more time, inhale the arms up. And create a space for it to come to you. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. This is why myth is so important, because through mythology, inhale the arms up, we learn more about ourselves. Exhale, bend the knees and bring your forearms to your thighs. Deep breath in, reach your hips back and your chest forward. And keep your knees bent. Exhale, bring your fingertips to the floor. Touch the earth. We are always in the process of weaving ourselves with ourselves and with something greater than ourselves. Inhale and look forward. That's why our unconscious is both an individual and a collective unconscious. Exhale, fold back in. Your knees are still bent. Your belly is on your thighs. Inhale and look forward. Exhale, slowly fold in. And so we breathe and we notice what arises, what comes up. Inhale and look forward one more time with your knees bent. Exhale, fold back in. And I should have said that in the beginning before we started, but if you touching the floor is too much for you, you can always put your hands on a stool or on some blocks or even on the wall. Okay, inhale, bend the knees deeper and bring your forearms to your thighs. With an exhalation, lengthen your spine with your hips back and your chest forward. And then spread your wings, reach your arms out through the sides. Inhale and rise up, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, slowly lower your hands and bring them to your heart. And reach up high again. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees and reach your arms through your sides and fold forward. Touch the earth. Inhale and look forward. And with an exhalation, step your left foot back and bring your left knee to the floor. Now broaden through your collarbones and inhale, reach your right arm up and take it back behind you. And exhale, lower it down. Let the fingertips brush the floor and inhale again. Reach your arms up and broaden through your chest. Exhale, reach your arm back and then all the way down. Draw the front of your hips towards one another to create strength. Inhale, reach up. Create strength in your engagement. Exhale and lower the hand down. Fingertips to the floor. Lift your back knee up and exhale, step the foot forward. Back into Uttanasana. Again, your hands can be on the floor, on blocks, on a stool, on a wall, on a chair, whatever you need. So we create strength right now. Pull your legs towards each other and push them apart. Root the feet into the floor, lengthen your spine. We create an openness and a strength that allows us to converse with parts of ourselves, with parts of the world that are not always seen, that we can't always recognize. Inhale, look forward, halfway up. Exhale, step your right foot back and bring your right knee to the floor. And with an inhalation, reach your left arm forward and up. And exhale, reach your arm behind you and lower the hand all the way down. And draw the front of your hip bones towards each other. Inhale, left arm forward and up. Broaden through your chest and strengthen through your hips. Exhale, lower the hand down. And one more time. Inhale up. Our unconscious works in cyclical ways, just like all of nature. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Frame your front foot, back knee up. Inhale. And exhale, step your right foot forward into Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, look forward. Bring your left hand to the space between your legs, but a little more in front of your feet. and reach your right arm up. So in the middle, between the 2 feet, in the middle, between the 2 armies, reach your right arm up and draw the right hip bone toward the left, the right side of the ribs towards the left as your sternum opens up, as your chest opens up, as your collarbones expand. Deep breath. Inhale and bring your fingertips down to the floor. Put your right hand where your left hand was and exhale with your left arm up to the sky. And again, create that strength, create that connection, create that weaving of side to side, left hip towards right, left ribs towards right, but then the chest opens up to the left as you twist, as you open. Slow breath. We're always in a process of weaving together the person that we are. The more we can look toward the darkness and the unseen part and weave the pieces that are less obvious. Inhale and twist. The shadow, the pieces that maybe are harder to claim and reclaim. Exhale, fold in. The more we can very intentionally become the person that we are inspired to keep creating. And it's always in relationship to the world. Inhale, rise up. Your knees can bend on the way up or your legs can be straight. Exhale, slowly lower your hands and bring your hands to your heart. It's always in relationship to more than ourselves. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Your knees can bend on the way down or your legs can be straight. Fingertips touch the earth or something else that supports you. Inhale and look forward. Exhale, fold in. Separate your feet a little bit wider apart. Bend your knees. Reach your hips back and your chest forward and move your hips a little bit side to side and start to bring the ribs to the space between your inner thighs. Finding ourselves in the middle and on the edges, in the space between and in the space around. And then once you have this experience of your ribs on the inside of your thighs, go ahead and lengthen your spine. Hips go down and head goes more up, and bring your hips towards the floor into Malasana. And if this is too much for your system, you can fold your mat and put the rolled mat underneath your heels, or you can put a block or a thick book under your hips, or you can skip this, or you can have your forearms on your thighs like we had earlier. Deep breath in, and with an exhalation, reach your left arm to the left and your right arm up to the sky for, again, a little twist, a little bit of the ability to see another side, to twist and turn around an experience so that we can excavate and retrieve aspects of life, of experience that maybe we haven't seen, we haven't been aware of. Inhale, back to center, right arm on the inside of your right leg. Draw the right leg into the arm and root and expand the right arm into the leg, right fingertips to the floor. Exhale, left arm up and breathe slowly. Slow, mindful breath. Reach the fingertips of your left hand up towards the sky, like you're reaching to the darkness of the sky, the darkness of space. Inhale, back to center. Hands together in front of your heart, and then slowly bring your hips down to the floor and take a comfortable seated position. You can put something underneath your hips, a blanket or a block. You can sit up on a chair if you'd like, with your feet on the ground. So whatever feels better for you. We're going to do a little pranayama. You can lift your right hand up. I'm not going to mirror you. And bring your index finger and your middle finger down in toward the root of your thumb. This is Vishnu Mudra. So your pinky finger and ring finger and thumb are extended. And Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. You can bring your Vishnu Mudra in front of your face. We're going to do Nadi shodhana pranayama. The direct translation is the purification of the channels of energy. We're going to start it, and I'm going to weave in a little idea for us. Go ahead and let your eyes soften or close. Take a couple of slow breaths. And at the end of your next exhalation, once the breath is fully emptied out, close your left nostril with your ring and your pinky and inhale through your right. Close your right. Hold the breath. Both nostrils are closed. And then exhale slowly out through your left side. Empty the breath out completely. And then inhale left. Hold the breath. Hold both nostrils. And exhale right. And keep going like that. Inhale through the right. Close and hold. And exhale left. And you know this is an idea, right? That this purifies, the yogis thought of it as a purification of our channels of energy. Inhale left if you haven't already. Close and hold. And exhale through the right and keep going. So if purification is something we're seeking, we can think of it this way. We can think of it as something that helps us create more clarity in our system because it cleanses and washes our system. Keep going with your breath side to side. And it can also be the idea of moving side to side so that we can weave through our center the information, the wisdom, the teachings, the knowledge that we receive and retrieve as we move ourselves between our sides, between our parts. And so there's both an emptying and a clearing, and also a net building, a connection piece. Making space to see, to feel, to notice, to observe, to become more aware, and also to connect to what comes up from the inner world and also what comes to us from the world around us. What do we want to keep weaving? How do we want to weave the things that we don't want to keep with us? How do we reclaim it? Next time you exhale out through the right nostril, you can release the right hand and let it rest on your right thigh. And take a couple of slow, mindful breaths. And instead of telling yourself what needs to happen right now, what needs to be the experience that you're having, can you become receptive of your experience? So if there is some clarity and spaciousness, you make room for that. Keep breathing. If there's a noisy, messy mind, part conscious, part unconscious, you don't need to fight it, you don't need to push it away. Breathe and make room for it. If we just try to push thoughts away in meditation, we actually sometimes miss out on really important information pieces, inspiration pieces. Something is trying to reach us from the realms of the depth of the ocean of our unconscious. We don't have to make our meditation about pushing it away. We can make our meditation about making room. Holding space. And what is coming to you might be a jewel to weave into your life. Might be a string that needs to be connected, knotted into the fabric that you continuously weave. It might be something that right now seems unimportant, but later on will become a valuable piece. So make room. For the mythopoetic nature of your being. For the imagination. For the process of weaving together the fabric of reality from the conscious and the unconscious, so that the unconscious doesn't become that which drives your life. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra together in front of your heart in the gesture of the heart's deepest offering, as the right and the left gently press into each other to create a space and a center. And to yourself, offer yourself the wholeness of your being that shows itself up to you as fragmented pieces, weaving together the reality that is you and more than you. Thank you so much for joining me on this ride. I loved being here with you. And I will see you soon. Namaste.